What happens when three high school friends reunite during a Trump-pocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
Sleight of hand episode.
You are watching Generation Exile.
What I wanted to talk about today was the sleight of hand that our president has perfected, where when things are not going well for him, he throws up a diversion. Today's diversion is Alcatraz, the prison in San Francisco. Have you guys been to Alcatraz?
I have.
I have not.
It is a great tour. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the best audio tours that I've been on in the country, and I've been on a few, including Graceland.
I will say this. I played through many hours. I think it was Call of Duty 3 Zombies. They have an Alcatraz board, and it's mapped exactly to the prison. So I kind of feel like I've been there, because I played through that a lot.
I played Sierra's King's Quest back in '89, and I can't say I've been to Buckingham Palace.
Well, I've spent a lot of time in Castle Wolfenstein, by the way.
That doesn't mean you were in the Holocaust. That should be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So the sleight of hand that our president's doing with Alcatraz is, the economy is doing pretty bad right now. And I've seen quite a few days in that vein most recently. And I think there was some report today about the tariffs. The cause and effect of the tariffs is starting to kick in. People are noticing that these costs are going to get passed along. Bessent was asked directly, is tariff a tax? And there's a clip of him like hemming and hawing, refusing to answer the question.
If the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they? If I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
That it's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right?
But he didn't want to say it's a tax. He, it's more complicated than that. It's like, no, just say what you know it is. But the market has been taking a hit. So Donald Trump has decided now is the perfect time to say that he wants to reopen Alcatraz. As his sleight of hand, look over here, squirrel. And of course, everyone took the bait. I mean, even me. I made a video about it this morning. And I was sort of going through the recent memory of some of his other diversions. For example, do you remember when he suggested he was going to inject bleach?
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. Right? And then I see the disinfectant. It knocks it out in a minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
I'm going to suggest to you a hypothesis that Donald Trump is not an oafish moron, that he is actually a more shrewd, conniving schemer, and that when he comes out and does something like this, it's not because he's just like the dumbest guy you've ever met. It's because he knows that if he throws chum in the water, the press is going to go with the chum and not with, oh my God, this guy is botching a pandemic.
You know what, though? I agree with you is that he is definitely not as dumb as he presents himself to be, but he is also not as smart as he thinks he is.
Yes. So he's both smart and dumb. But he is calculating. And
yes, for sure. He knows how to play the media, for sure.
Yes, he knows how to play the media. So yeah, there's a reason why Alcatraz is not open. So it's not even like a serious suggestion, but like immediately it comes out of Trump's lips, and like 5 seconds later, you have Caroline Leavitt, his press secretary, on TV. So like, Donald Trump just wants us to go back to law and order, and opening Alcatraz is a smart proposal.
The media really has to learn how to ignore these people, like ignore these wild goose chases. They like you said, they take it seriously, and then they start asking logical, logistical questions as if this is a real thing, when they can just go, Cool. So anyway, about the tariffs.
About the tariffs, right? That, as a matter of fact, should be every sentence out of the reporters in the press corps should be about the tariffs. That should be everything. But like, I could go on and on. Mount Rushmore, throwing his face on an image of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, running for a third term.
The Panama Canal.
My administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
It's being operated by China. China.
We're taking it back. We're going to take it back. He just said take it back.
That's a good idea.
Oh, God. Van Halen in there. So the first mention of Panama Canal came after a string of court losses in civil and criminal cases and weak polling in the GOP primary, from my research. And then I started thinking, like, what monuments or places of note are like left for him to use? Like the Rock of Gibraltar, he hasn't done that one yet, right?
That's true.
He could demand that England return it to the West, since they've grossly managed it. They've done terrible with the Rock of Gibraltar.
Such a big rock, a hard rock, just like a cafe.
Didn't France recently say they wanted the Statue of Liberty back?
They did that, and he could rebrand Ellis Island without the statue. As
he could build a casino there.
Yes, yeah,
very tall, tall, lady-shaped casino.
right. Or a Melania statue will replace. I saw the Alamo come up a few times as people were sort of suggesting, he could,
I don't remember that. What is that?
What? Yeah, well, if he wants to sort of lean in on his hatred for Mexicans, the Alamo would be a perfect place to take a stand. Not. And then, the sky's the limit with these sort of distractions.
You describe it as the distraction and the, hey, look over here. But it's also part of the flood the zone strategy, which is like another schema of thinking of his strategy.
There's a report I read today that he saw the Clint Eastwood Escape from Alcatraz film, and that is what inspired this latest rant.
I saw when he made his little announcement or whatever he was talking about Alcatraz. I don't know, it was a press conference or what. He kept referencing the movie. He'd be like, we're going to reopen Alcatraz. That movie, you see that movie? That was a good movie.
To reopen Alcatraz, how will you use it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We started with the movie making, and we'll end. I mean, our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies.
What movie should they, slip in his DVD player?
That's a good question.
El Norte.
That is a movie that Mike and I watched in Spanish class in 11th grade. Well, this is a good idea then. What do we show him? Definitely not that movie about the 72 Olympics.
Definitely not Dr. Strangelove.
I got one. Tootsie.
Oh, yeah.
You throw Tootsie in the DVD player.
Listen,
and
did you see Dustin Hoffman is now a woman?
I am unbanning trans in the military.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?